We are starting in 5 minutes.
Hello, guys. Good morning. We will be starting in around 5 minutes, and you guys can come forward, whichever seats are empty.
हेलो माइक चेक 1 2 3 हेलो आपको इतना डिस्टेंस रखना पड़ेगा
ના થોડુંક નજીક રાખી.
Hello. May I have your attention, please, everyone? Am I audible on the backside? Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Mansi Vanzara. I am the host for this event. Allow me to introduce Soni. She would be co hosting this event with me. With great pleasure, I would like to welcome you all to this event today. We have gathered here to celebrate women's achievements in the society and especially in the field of IT. Let me enlighten you with some real life examples where we are seeing women empowerment at all levels. Okay, it's better now.
Hello, hello.
10 years back, we all would have never imagined a woman being a traffic police and being on every crossroads in a hot sunny day and under stormy windy days. But now we are seeing this enlightenment from working day and night on a construction site to occupy the highest position in the country. We are everywhere. We are coming out of our shells with an unstoppable force. The idea behind Women's Day celebration is not to show the weakness or to show the strength, but to have the equality as we have in the society. We never want to bear the gender bias roles and responsibilities, nor do we want the perks. Today is not just about having a good time, it is about coming together as a community and celebrating our shared values, achievements, and aspirations. International Women's Day is an important day to celebrate the achievements and contributions of women around the world. Women have made significant strides in various fields, including politics, education, business, sports, and many more. Having this noble thought in mind, I would like to request Shakshi to share her a few endless achievements by women. Over to you, Shakshi.
So yes, as Mansi mentioned, let me highlight a few noticeable points by women of India in 2022. So Vinesh Fogart won a gold medal in wrestling at the Commonwealth Games and a bronze medal at the Asian Games. Sania Mirza won the Wimbledon mixed doubles title with her partner Ivan Dodig. Manju Rani won a silver medal in the Women's World Boxing Championship in Turkey.
That's amazing. Women are achieving a lot today. To empower women in IT, CSQA and Qualitas have come together with this mini conference. Let me introduce CSQA. CSQA is a community for software QA professionals who provides a platform to collaborate and share knowledge in a better way. Many of you must be having this question, why do we need a community? If you are a part of such community, there is no limit. You can meet more people with same temperament as you have and can easily reach out to thousands of people who can help you provide solutions for your problems. Also, you can guide others and be a mentor or become a mentee. So, CSQA is a community for software QA professionals to learn, share, and collaborate together in an effective way. We request you to join the CSQA community. The QR code is visible on the screen. Shakshi, would you like to throw some light on Ignite?
So yeah, the word ignite correlates with woman. So that's how we came up with the meetup name Ignite. Many speakers, organizers, and hosts are doing this event for the first time. So that's what makes this event special. So now talking about Simfirm, I'm feeling so proud by saying that I have started my career here at Simfirm Solutions, and many workers here are working with Simfirm would feel the same way. So Simfirm is a workspace that prioritizes women's safety in one career here at Simfirm Solution. Based. Women's safety is one where gender-based discrimination, harassment, and violence are not tolerated. Such an environment is crucial in promoting gender equality and ensuring that women can fully participate and thrive in a workforce without fear of harm or bias. Building a culture.
Hello, hello. Guys, if you can hear me, please let me know. Is it audible? Okay. Hold the mic close to your lips. Okay.
So, building a culture of safety requires a commitment from everyone in the workplace, including management, colleagues, and employees, to actively promote a culture of respect and support for women. So, yeah, that's what Semform is.
Great to know about Simfirm. Can you tell us more about Qualitas, please?
Sure, Mansi. Qualitas is formed with just one goal in the mind, and that is to create special space where software testing professionals can come together, network, and talk, learn from each other. Qualitas is valuable forum for individuals and organizations to learn from one another, share experiences, and stay up to date on the latest trends and best practices in the field of quality assurance. Everyone can join Qualitas meetup group, and QR will be displayed on the screen, and as well as you can find on your backwards.
Thank you, Shakshi. Let me quickly show you today's agenda. So, we have 7 speakers and an open panel discussion followed by this. Thank you.
So let us start with our very first speaker, Meera Vyas. So Meera is a passionate QA professional with over 8 years of experience in software testing. She has experience in various testing functions like functional testing, designing automation framework, desktop application testing, API testing, and etc. She is interested in exploring various tools and technologies for automation framework. She is going to present on the topic test environment management using Docker. So please welcome Meera Vyas.
Thank you. Okay. Am I audible? Thank you. Thank you so much, guys, for the wonderful introduction. Hello, everyone, and good morning. Welcome to Ignite 2023. Thank you all for coming on your weekend, taking out the time today. All right, so I am here to talk about an interesting topic today, that is test environment management using Docker. But before I get into the details of this topic, I would like to ask you a question. Like, what are the issues you guys have faced while setting up your automation framework in your local machine? The common issues. No issues, that's surprise. I face issues all the time. Environment issues, yeah. Installation, handling different tools and technologies. You guys are wonderful if you're not facing any issues. Yes. Yeah, so the most common issues that at least I face while setting up any new test automation framework in my machine is installing each and every tool and technology in my local machine, right? Based on the operating system that you're using, your installation manual is going to be different. The commands are going to be different. Just a second. Right? The commands are going to be different, steps are going to be different. Excellent. Good. Thank you. Yeah, so as I was saying, steps are going to be different. You're going to have to go through a lengthy documentation process to set up your automation framework. Suppose you have 10 people in your team, right? For each member, you will have to do the same configuration, same installation repeatedly. Is this something you guys have faced or not, right? Yes. So the same issues we also were facing. And what is the solution to this? The first solution that was widely accepted by market was virtual machines, right? I'm sure all of you must have heard about virtual machines. So what are virtual machines basically? They're nothing but computer simulations They give you the physical functionalities of an actual computer. So in order to understand virtual machine a little bit more, I've given you a diagram here. We have a host OS. Suppose this is my local machine, right? I have a Mac system. This is my host operating system. And inside that, I can access another virtual machine, which can be Windows based. It will have its own operating system, which is Windows based. So those are virtual machines. Now, why was the solution not enough then? This is a good solution, right? Why was this not enough? What were the issues you faced with the solution? The main issue that you face with virtual machine is performance. All of you must have faced this, right? When you access a virtual machine, the speed of that machine is going to be terribly slow. And even if your virtual machine is sitting somewhere across the globe in US and you're working from India, you all must have faced that you click and after 2 seconds your click gets registered. Yes or no? Yes. So performance was a big issue. Bulky resources. As I said, it has its own OS. It has libraries on top of it. It has an application layer on top of it. And this is going to be very bulky for our operating system, right? It's all hosted on our machine. So the bulky resources was another issue. Accessibility is the third issue. In order to access virtual machines, you have to use a third-party tool or something, right? So these were the main issues faced with virtual machines. Now, what is the better and most effective solution as of today in the market, right? That's where Docker comes into picture. Now, I'm sure everyone must have at least heard of the name Docker sometime or the other, but do you know what actually a Docker is? Anyone? So Docker is basically just a platform that provides you access to develop, test, and deploy your applications in a fast and efficient way. That's it. Right? But before we get into details of Docker, I'll just tell you how it is better than virtual machine or why we are using Docker instead of virtual machine. Right? The previous slide we saw, there was a host operating system, and on top of that, virtual machine has its own guest operating system. But for Docker, there is a host operating system, which is my machine. Inside that, we have a Docker engine, and Docker engine works on my host operating system, and only the application layers are containerized, and it runs on the Docker machine. Good. So we can run multiple applications inside the Docker at the same time, seamlessly, without any delay, without any performance issues, which is why Docker is the best solution as of now. Now, to explain Docker in a better way, I can just say that all the required tools and technologies which you have to download and install in order to make your application or your framework run, right, that can be bundled together in a single container, and you can just install it using a single command in any operating system, be it Mac, Windows, Linux, anything. Your installation process remains the same. There is no need of a lengthy documentation in order to install or run a container in Docker. It's as simple as that, right? Now, before we understand or go forward, there are two very important terminologies in Docker which everyone must be familiar about: Docker image and Docker container. So what exactly is a Docker image? I've written down the definition for Docker image because it is very difficult to mug it up. So I'm going to read it out. Docker image is a read-only template that contains a set of instructions for creating a container that can run on Docker platform. Very lengthy, right? Now I'm going to break it up for you. So Docker image is actually small packages which are not running. They are just portable packages. They are just there. If they are not used or they are not pulled by us, they are of no use. They are just there. Right? They're static packages basically. They're your small applications. Like you want to use, I have given some examples here, like PostgreSQL, Node.js, even whoever is using automation, right? You must know Selenium. There is a standalone container for Selenium that is also a Docker image. So these are just, there are like n number of images available. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there are multiple or a number of images available in Docker Hub, where all these images are pushed and kept as a repository. We'll come to that later. But Docker images are just an artifact or a package. Now coming to container, Docker image actually becomes a container when you run it. It is in the runtime environment, Docker image converts into a container, or it creates a container environment in itself. It is a running state of image container. So inside the container, you can access. Suppose you have a PostgreSQL image, right? And I run that image, I'll get a container where I can execute my SQL queries. So this is the basic difference between Docker image and Docker container. So Docker container is a very lightweight executable package or a software that will have everything which is required to run your application. Now that we know the details or basic details about Docker, Docker image, Docker container, what are the actual benefits of using Docker? As we already said, efficiency in speed or performance, that is one of the most important benefit of using Docker. It makes your deployment, development, testing, everything much faster compared to your virtual machine or even your local machine, right? Now the most important benefit of Docker container is that it is very lightweight. You need not install all this stuff in your local machine and make your system very bulky. Just one single command and these required tools will be installed in your Docker engine itself. In case you do not want this after your use, you can even discard them. It's as simple as that. Another important benefit of using Docker container is that they provide security by themselves. You need not take care about the security of your applications, not applications. So they provide better security, and you need not change anything in the host side. That is also another one of the most important benefit of it. In your host side, there is no changes made. When we install something like Python or Java, we have to go and change the path, environment paths, etc. Right? With this, there is not required. Then some other benefits also, I've just listed it down. Running your service on hardware that is much cheaper than standard servers because it is very lightweight, and flexible resource sharing. Once you have a application ready, if you want to share it with someone, you just create a package of it, containerize it, you can ship your container, right? So these are just the basic benefits of Docker container. Yeah. Now coming to another very important terminology with respect to Docker, Docker Hub. As I said, Docker Hub is the world's largest library and community for container images. It's like the repository for images. Just the way we have GitHub, right? Which is a repository for source codes. Same way we have repository for Docker images, which is Docker Hub. Now I'll go to hub.docker.com and show you what kind of images are available there, which we can use for automation testing or even for development. But you can even manage and access private repositories of in the Docker Hub. If you want to create your own application and push to Docker Hub, you can do that. You can pull and use high quality container images provided by Docker, which means there are like I'll just show you how it works. Yeah, it's visible, right? So this is hub.docker.com. Right? You need to be logged in order to access it. You will not get access without logging in. So if you come here, these are all the largest or the available ready images available in Docker Hub. Nginx, MongoDB, Alpine. Alpine is most widely used because it is lightweight and Linux based, which can be used for most of the application development. So Alpine is the most widely used. The things that we are interested in is basically automation based images, right? So I can just search for Selenium. See, already I'm getting a lot many suggestions for Selenium images which are already available in the Docker Hub. I'll select whichever I want to use. And here you have the command also, how to pull, how to use it. Right now, coming to the Docker, which I have in my machine. Yeah. So installation process, I'm not going to explain here. That is just single click installation. Docker you can install easily in any of your operating system. So I'm just going to run my Docker engine. All right. So this is the basic UI of Docker desktop if you have it in your machine, but we'll just go to terminal. Should I increase the font? Okay. So just to check if I have Docker installed in my machine, right? I'll just do Docker version. Right. Okay, I have Docker with me. Now, the basic command to check what are the images you have in your machine. Docker images. See, I have these many images already in my machine, but how did I get these? So I'll just tell you how to pull the first image from Docker Hub, right? Just now we saw the Docker Hub. Where was it? See, command is already given here. Just copy. Docker pull. I'll go to getting started. For our, this is the most simplest image available. So I'm just going to use this Docker getting started. It will just open a getting started page of Docker. That is what this application does, right? See, what it is doing, it is taking the default tag latest by default. So if I do not provide any tag or version, it will take the latest by default, and it started pulling all the images from Docker Hub. Now it has created an image. Now if I do Docker images, there you go. I have Docker getting started, right? Now how to run this? This is the image. What did we say before? Image is just static and not useful if it is not running, right? Only when it runs, you can access it. So in the container, if you see, I do not have a getting started here, which means that image is just static now. What was the name? Now if you go to containers, I have a container running and I can see that in the browser also. See, your application is working in your local host. This is a simple demo of how to pull an image from Docker Hub and run it in your local machine. How many commands did we use? 2. That's it. Nothing else. I haven't installed anything else. Just Docker and 2 commands. Now I'll quickly move on to 2 demos that I've prepared for automation testing due to time constraint. We'll just quickly go through the demos. Okay, this is with respect to running your automation test in a Selenium container, which is the basic thing that we do, right? So I've prepared a Selenium with Chrome standalone container demo. So I'll just run that. I've written the command also. All of these are available inside Docker Hub itself. So when you saw the Docker Hub, right? Where is it? Go to Selenium once again. Selenium standalone Chrome here. Docker pull Selenium standalone Chrome. This is the command for getting the Selenium standalone in your Docker. Now, once you have that, in order to run that container, all you have to do is I'll go to the place of this project, right? And in this, I will say all right. Now, if you go back to Docker Engine, let's see what all is running there. I have a getting started running, and parallel to that, I have a Selenium standalone also running. I have multiple applications running inside my Docker, right? Now, we can run our test inside the Selenium standalone Docker image. It will not open browser in my local machine. It will open browser inside this Docker. If you run Selenium test in your local machine, what it will do? It will open your browser, which is there in your machine, right? Now let's run this and see. I'm just using the basic Maven command to run. Docker. Started running. It is doing the build. Test has started. I do not have any browser open in my local machine using Selenium. It is all running inside this container itself. See, it has printed title is Google, which is a basic thing I've asked you to print. Success. That's it. This is a simple way to run in a standalone container. Now, another way to do this, when you have a big project, you will have multiple browsers, you will have to execute parallelly, etc. Right? There, we will come into the concept of Docker files and Docker Compose. Now, I'll just show you the demo of Docker Compose. So basically, Docker files, what it does is it has a set of instructions on how to create your container. What are the layers required to create your container? If you need a Linux-based system or Python-based system, that will have the first layer from Python-based system. Copy my stuff from here to there. Run this command. This will be the things inside your Docker file. Now in Docker Compose, the only difference is that it can run multiple applications at the same time or multiple containers at the same time. So what I have defined here is run one container for Selenium Hub. This is a hub and not configuration. So I'll have one container to run the hub, multiple containers to run all my other browsers in which I want to execute my test. Now all you have to do to run this is one command, docker compose. Sorry, first I have to go into the project where I've kept it. Right now, docker compose up. See, what did it do? It created multiple containers. Now go to your Docker. You can see automation testing, and inside that, all these containers are created. What did it create? One Selenium Hub, Firefox, Edge, and Chrome. Multiple browsers in which I want to run my test. Right? Now, simply I'll go and run my test. It will run inside these containers. Just going to do. See, you can see the commands. Browser is Chrome, executing first test case, second test case, next browser, Firefox. It will execute the same way. Next browser, Edge, it will execute the same way. So all parallel tests done. None of the browsers opened in my local machine. I have no hindrance with the work that I'm doing. It is all working fine inside the Docker containers. Right? All right. So I'm not going to wait for this to complete. It might take some time sometimes. So I'm moving back. All right. So this is what I had planned for today. Any questions? Yes. Yes, yes, for any application. In mobile applications, which means inside mobile application. For testing mobile applications, yes. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You just need to have your local machine and just go and search download Docker in Google. First link is your thing. Any more questions? I know I've already crossed my 15 minutes.
I think you guys can post your questions online because we are out
Yeah.
of time
Yeah.
now.
All right. So thank you so much, everyone. Presentation. एक मिनट.
Thank you, Meera, for sharing your valuable insights on the use of Docker in test environment management. Our next speaker is Trupti. Trupti Bhatt is a technical leader with over 18 plus years of experience in various technologies. She has extensive experience in designing test strategies and building automation frameworks. Currently, Trupti manages large global teams across multiple continents at IBM. In her free time, she loves mentoring and contributing to the test and automation community. Apart from her personal professional life, she loves gardening, painting, running, and traveling. She is going to share her knowledge on Selenium 4, new features of Selenium WebDriver. Let me call Trupti on stage.
Thank you, everyone. Just all right. Good morning. Am I audible? Okay, great. So yeah, let's get started with Selenium 4 features. I know today is a Saturday and to spend time on Saturday, it's really difficult. So without wasting time, let's get started with the Selenium 4 features. So first of all, my question is how many of using Selenium 3 as an automation? Who is using? Can you please raise your hand? Only one, two? Oh, surprising. Okay, so I think let's make the interactive session so it will be easy for me to connect with all of you. So only few of you are using Selenium. What about others? They are not using automation? Okay, no problem. I think fine. Let's get started with this. So today we are going to cover, so this is the agenda. So we'll touch upon the main features of Selenium 4. So let's get started. So Selenium 3 and 4. So first of all, we'll look into the architectural part. So you can see that in Selenium 3, they are using JSON wire protocol over the HTTP. So by that, it means like the browsers are compatible with W3C standard. Drivers are also compatible with that. But the Selenium was still using the this JSON wire protocol. It was not compliance with W3C. So by that, it means that whatever request is coming, so first of all, it will do the encoding and decoding, and then the request will pass on. So it is not the direct request, but with the Selenium 4, what happens, that extra layer is removed. How? So Selenium is now compatible with W3C. So now they can directly deal with the web browser. There is no extra layer needed. So let's say you can consider like 2%, they are talking to each other and they know the same language, then they don't need translator. So similar condition is there with Selenium 4. So that's the main advantage. And it will help us in like the main benefit is standard. Now officially it is W3C, so standard is there. Sometimes you have seen that in some of the browser, like some browser is behaving something different and you have to do some tweaks to make it compatible to the other browser, right? So how many of you have faced such kind of issue? right? Okay, good. So yeah, with this, I think this has been eliminated. So it's really good. Second is stability. Stability wise also it's good, and action class. So action class, there is a lots of update in that also. Like we can perform the like 2K race event at the same time. So these are the cool features of Selenium 4. So those are that. So just to give you the brief history, in Selenium 3.8 also the W3C standard has been introduced. So 3.8 and on. So 3.8, 11, then all. So, but in that they have keep that JSON wire protocol along with the W3C. But in Selenium 4, JSON wire protocol is totally removed. So up to this, everyone is with me? Yes or no? Great. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so yeah, this we will cover in terms of like with the code. So, but yeah, the main thing is Opera Tester. So some of you might be using that in Selenium 3, but that you can do with this Chrome as well because the base is Chromium. So you can go ahead with that with the Selenium 4. And if you are using like you are using Phantom JS, then similarly you can move on to the Chrome or Firefox with a headless mode. Don't worry about that. And this we will cover. So yeah, so in Selenium 4, one of the thing is like documentation. They have made a really good documentation, so you don't need to worry about all. You can easily do that. Now let's come to the relative locators. So it's quite self-explanatory. Won't go into detail, but yeah, let's say for example, if in your web page you want to find the element below or like left or right. Okay, so what has been introduced? So relative locators class has been introduced. So relative locators dot with tag name, and then you can just use the method left to left of and the web element and then below, and you can get the respective locators. So it's very easy and like it will be very easy to get the locators with use of Selenium 4. Okay. Desired capability has been deprecated. So earlier, like you must be using the desired capability and set it to the WebDriver. So now instead of that, we can use the web browser option. Then comes the Windows and tab management. Can anyone tell me how they are doing the tab management? If I want to like open the new tab, how can I do that with the use of Selenium 3? Any random answer? Sorry, can you speak loudly? Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, great. Okay, so Control T. Now, what has been introduced? So new window had been introduced, so we can use that function, and window type dot tab. We can use that and we can open a new tab. Similarly, if you want to open a new window, just use window type dot window and you are good. Okay. All right, so there are many updates on the action class. So how you are doing the, like if you want to click, what is, first of all, what is action class? Can someone tell me? Like very brief. Yeah, please. Right, and what is the command if you want to perform any click? Yeah, and like if I'm like not able to locate that, then first of all, move to element and then click, right? So that is a series of operation we had to perform in Selenium 3. But right now in Selenium 4, only one method, like click method, click dot web element. So similarly, click and hold, double click, contact. If you want to perform right click, then use the context click. So those are the functions which has been introduced. And earlier release was a part of button release action class, but now it is also a part of action class. So this is a change. Okay, screenshot. So can you take a screenshot of the web element in Selenium 3? No, right? Okay, with this we can take that. So the method is get screenshot as, and we can use this. So along with the web element dot this method, and you can then you will get that. But you have to create an object of file and just save that. So in that case, in whatever, like if you want to capture the web element screenshot, you can do that very easily. wait and timeout. Okay, so here you can see previously we have to pass two parameters like value and unit, right? So with two parameters we have to like pass in different method like implicit, wait, or script timeout or something like that. But now with the duration class we can just add one argument and then we have to pass the unit dot of second method and just pass on those seconds, minutes, or that thing, and we are done with that. So this is one more change in Selenium 4. Okay, browser type. So browser type interface has been deprecated, and now instead of that we can use the browser. So browser.firefox. So here I have already put the code. I'm due to the time constraint, I'm not going into the detail, but yeah, interrupt me if you feel so. Now the dev tool options. What is that? Anyone is aware with that? It's very easy and self-explanatory. Yeah, so like usually to get the traffic or to get the details, to get the logs, usually we check like basically for the performance tester or for security tester, like if the request is exposing some confidential data. So yeah, it's a very good tool and we can get lots of information, and even QA can pass on this information and log a defect. So it's a really cool feature of Selenium 4. Okay, so how many of you have faced this issue? The path to the driver executable must be set by WebDriver system property. Okay, almost everyone. Whenever you have start with Selenium, first error you must have faced, right? So in Selenium 4.6.0, they have introduced a mechanism. So now we don't need to worry about those executable. We don't need to set the environment variable. We don't need to set the path of the environment variable or set the system property. Or I think some of you have used the WebDriver manager, right? I think Bonnie Garcia's, okay. So in that we are not doing anything, but yeah, he has incorporated. So earlier those were the third party API. So now it is a part of Selenium, official Selenium. So with that, we just have to put our dependency in the Selenium. So 4.6.0, and we can simply invoke the WebDriver, and we don't have to worry about our executable. It will automatically take care. Okay, so till now you all are with me, right? Okay, great. Okay, Selenium Grid. So how many of you have used Selenium Grid? Okay, can you just quickly tell me how it works in Selenium 3? Just a one-liner. Okay, so you have to manually start the hub and node, and you have to set up all the VMs, and it's a tedious task. Like, okay, it's not done on this. So check the configuration and all those tedious jobs, right? So with Selenium 4, like Docker has been introduced. So it's very easy. We don't need to worry about anything. Even if you want to scale up the grid, you can use the Kubernetes, and you can scale up. And there are three type of grid, like standalone, hub node, and distributed. So it's really cool. And I think it requires a separate session, so not going into the detail. But yeah, we should definitely explore this. It is far better than Selenium 3. And then is the Selenium IDE. So in early days, we had that IDE, right? But this IDE is like totally revamped. So it is having a very good GUI. And if you have like, it has that runner also, side runner, Selenium IDE runner. So if you have record your script using one browser, and if you want to run it again, the browser, so that facility is also there. So you can run it locally or using the cloud Selenium Grid. So that is allowed. You can also use the control statement like if while in this runner. So in this IDE, so it is allowed. That it is having a very good locator strategy, so which is called a backup strategy. So what does it mean? So let's say if one locator is not working and we have given the second, so it will search for the second, and in that way our script will be more stable. So in early days we were not relying so much on those scripts, but it allows us to have and ensure us that the script will be quite stable. And the good thing is like we can store and save this script in any language like .NET, Java, C#, and Python. So this is a Selenium ID. With this, I would like to thank everyone to be very patient and to make this session very interactive. Feel free to ask any question, and if you want to connect me with offline, I think yeah, yeah. So you can yeah, yeah, huh?
Let's say I wanted to verify the XPath, right?
Yeah.
So it will give me the
It
element,
should
right?
yeah
In
yeah.
the dev tools.
It should yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, yeah. Anyone has tried to switch from Selenium 3 to Selenium 4? Any frame? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so can you share me your experience? How was it? Like, what are the changes? Like Maven changes, and then some basic changes. What are the deprecated method? You must have replaced those, added new.
Yeah, I have faced, I have used the Selenium manager, which I have talked about, and
Yeah,
of course that time duration which you have said,
right.
that the earlier method is deprecated now, so we have to change that, and yeah, we have started to use the web element screenshot as well. So,
Right.
yeah, it is.
Okay, so how is your overall experience with Selenium 4?
It is quite good. We got so much of upgrade, and we should move on to the Selenium 4 now. Yes.
Great, great. I think I am glad that someone has already used and started to use and move their framework to Selenium 4. We must have to use that because it's really good. Yeah.
Also, I guess there is one more update that form.submit method is not working in Selenium 4.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Thanks for bringing that point here as well. So there is a lot new daily coming in market. I think we should stay updated with this. Okay. All right. Okay. I think if there is nothing, then I would like to thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Trupti. That was amazing. Thank you, Trupti. Uh, let's play a fun section now to make it a little interactive, guys. Am I audible? No? Now? Yes. Okay. Okay. So, I would be presenting some few slides of famous women who have achieved a lot in their life, and you guys can guess those women, and you will get a goodie in return. Ready? I don't see that excitement. Okay. 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 You can raise your hands and we can give you the mic.
She's a Marie Curie.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay. What's your good name? Krupa. Okay, great. Okay, let's move to the next one. So this lady, when life threw lemon on her, she made lemonade out of it. It's an easy one. Yeah, yeah. Yes. No, the name is incorrect, but yes, she's from Pakistan. That's correct. That's written on the slide. That is true. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's Muniba Mazhari. What's your good name? Okay. Thank you, Palak. Okay. Yeah. This I don't need an explanation to give. Yes, the gentleman. Yes, yes, that's correct. That's correct. What's your good name? Okay, Ajay, thank you. Okay, let's go to the next one. नीरजा मूवी देख ली आप सब लोगों ने Okay, let's move to the next one. आकृति बनाना बोलते हो आप लोग, सही है। चलो नेक्स्ट। Okay, that lady. What's your good name? Okay, Amrita. Okay. Who is she? Raise your hands. कितनों को? Okay, कल्पना चा- Name the Fogart sisters, लेकिन sisters का name. Geeta and Babita. Okay, Meera gave it right. Okay. Okay. So. Thank you guys. Okay. Over to you, Sakshi.
So yeah, it was really fun to know that you guys know everyone. So let's move to our next speaker, Manali Parikh. She is a senior QA manager with over 13 years of experience, strong technical profile combining programming, quality assurance, and design experience with exceptional problem solving skills. She loves to indulge into creative art and craft projects, experiment in cooking. She is going to throw light on security testing. So please welcome Manali Parikh.
Am I audible? Okay. Now, can anyone say what this image is trying to say us? Anyone? Sorry? No? No? Yeah, raise your hand, but what it calls in one word? No. Okay, ask a question is good. Halfway correct, actually. No? Yeah. So it's types of participations. One are raising hands are the volunteers and other are the victims. I hope you all are the volunteers. Even we see the answers. Now coming to the next, I guess very well introduction already given by the our host. So let's just not much invest time in that. But I just want sincere thanks to CSQA for organizing these amazing events. Now, before just get started, I have one question for you guys. Who wanna go over an international trip where your travel expenses would be just less than a cent? You understand my question? So I just asked, um, who wanna go over on an international trip where your travel expenses is just less than a cent? Everyone, have you tried something to do this? No. Then I guess we are still not going good. So when teenager does that, in 2019, one boy booked a ticket for just zero point 0.5 Indian rupees. What he does, he used a well-known tool called Berkshire, and he intercept the payment process, and that's how he booked the ticket. So once again, thank you everyone. And let's say, what if it is done with your company, where someone purchases the things with less than a cent, which actually costs thousands of dollars? Are you okay with it? I guess you all are QA, right? How much security you have checked in your software, where your company presents in something, and we should provide the security, right? So for this, we are going to have some serious security talks. That is actually my topic for today. Now, when it's come to security talks, there are, I guess, endless oceans. But if I be the too modest, let me just touch the tip of the iceberg. So there are many threats in security testing. Today we just cover few. I guess SQL injection, XSS, and CSRF. Now, can anyone tell me what is SQL injection? Have you done any time in your career? What you have done? Okay. Nothing else? So what you will do? Yeah. Okay. Are you got success? Okay. Anything else? Nothing? So basically, we guys are just doing 1 is equal to 1. Are you guys thinking that's enough to do a good QA? And nowadays, I guess security testing is more comes in a picture where we all do online payments and online shopping and all those stuffs. Let me, for example, let's say someone hack your account. What happened? So are you guys not worried about it? You just stuck with 1:1, right? Okay, fine. So basically, security SQL injection, if I have to make you understand in a layman language, where we just put the malicious SQL code into the input fields. So what it does, that malicious SQL code inject in the system and tweak the our system, which user want to runs, and it's allow user for unauthorized access. Might be it could lead some serious consequences like theft of data or deletion or modification of data or a complete system takeover, right? So I just want to demonstrate one thing. So there are many ways to do security SQL injection. I hope we all have done only 1 is equal to 1. Let me show you something extraordinary. So where you use 1:1? Where? At every place? Okay. But where? 1:1 where you use? Okay, username password field, right? Have you tried something yet to get password for all the users? No. So 1:1 हो गया तो फिर आपने वहां पे छोड़ दिया कि ठीक है चलो अभी डेवलपर को दे देते हैं एसक्यूएल इंजेक्शन सक्सेसफुल हो गया आप उसको प्रिवेंट कर दो बट व्हाई नॉट टू टेक आर यू गाइस इंटरेस्टेड टू टेकिंग सम पासवर्ड्स आई एम टू मच इंटरेस्टेड right? But we didn't tried it out, yeah. Anyway, okay. So before I demonstrate how to do or how to take some password with one example, I just want to make you note. One cannot try security testing on any application without taking consent. You at least need a permission. Otherwise, it's lead to sensible legal consequences. Okay. So please do not try on any web application. Just take a permission, or then you can do the security testing. So I have just used one demo portal which actually included all the kind of vulnerability. So one who is interested in the security testing, this could be the good start. Okay, I'll just show you one demo how we get the password. So everyone who have used 1:1, let me show you something extraordinary. So I guess 1:1, you understand where your query is like this. Select first name, last name from username where ID is equal to 1. And you are injecting, you are breaking the query with the 1 and then you continue with the 1 is equal to 1. So it's always giving true. But I need some password. So what I will do is, so here is my website where we can inject our malicious code. So let me go to the use page source. Okay. Here I have one options. Let me give you easy options. So I just inspect the element. So here you can see what functionality this website is providing. When we select any user ID and submit, it allows you to print our name and surname. So let's say if I submit one, it allowed admin. So first name is admin, surname is, so obvious it's a user database, right? We can guess. Now I just guess that it must have password field also. So what I'll do is I'll again inspect the drop down. I'll just make changes. So, okay, I guess HTML we all understand, right? I don't have to explain you. Whenever we select any option, value will be go for the changes, not the display one. Display is another stuff and value is another stuff, right? So I just put my malicious code into the value. Now see what happened. I hope we got success. Oh, we got. So this is how we can do SQL injection. Now you understand why we have to stop with 1:1. We have to go move ahead. So guys, just brush up your SQL queries. By that, you are not just responsible to stop the SQL injections by preventing. You have to buckle up yourself and you have to find out how and where your hacker hack your system and break your system and what kind of malicious data they would get from it, right? Any questions so far in SQL injection? So there are endless topic we have to discuss in SQL injection, but very quick query easily if you have. Okay, we can connect later on also. Now coming to the XSS, another topic. What is XSS? Can anyone let me know? Yeah. Apart from that, that is a full form. Even we all know that. No? कभी किसी ने नहीं किया ऐसा है? How many you have done XSS script? Oh, it's only one. Okay. Then we just both have to connect. If other people are interested, I guess we can connect later on. Fine. So what is XSS script? Again, in a layman language, if I make you understand, it's a kind of same as SQL injection, but in SQL injection, we use malicious code related to SQL command. And the biggest difference is SQL injection is on a server side, not a client side. But when we use XSS script is a client side. So what happened? We just inject our JavaScript in the input value, and we try to get some data. Now, anyone can say what we have to do in XSS script? What should I do with XSS script? Okay. 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 That is also, I guess, covered in CSRF, right? It's combined meaning, we can say. Fine. So let me show you again for the XSS script. So what I am doing, exactly the one said, I am just passing something into the URL. So what is the functionality over here is, when it's a French, and I select, have you seen it's a passing something in a query, right? So English, French, English, Spanish, all the values are passing through it. Now what I'll do is, okay, still I want one attention. This is my cookie fetcher. I'm just opening this notepad. Uh, is there anything in this notepad? Can anyone see? No, nothing, right? Okay, I'm just closing down my notepad. Now, I'll just paste my some JavaScript and I'll make enter. What happened? Okay. Can anyone guess what I have done? No. Let me show. Sorry? Okay. Apart from that, on a higher level, security side. Let me show you. Now, again, I'm going to the folder. Okay, feature. Now you can see what is there in Notepad. What? Session ID. Who told this? Okay. Why? What did it help? Is it helpful to me? Okay. Sorry? Okay. So this is XSS script. Till now you understand it. Now I'm showing you how can I use another one. Basically, this is I have set up with the local host. So I cannot demonstrate you with the live, but in a local host also, how can we inject SQL XSS script? Okay. For that, I am just accessing. So what is the stuffs? We are getting daily mails, right? Are you checking mails are like secure or not, or what kind of URL they are providing or not? Are you checking? No, right? So even I have not habit about checking all those stuff on a daily basis where it's come with the familiar name or where it's come with my passion. Let's say if I have some cooking mail, I just open it and I just click on anywhere. So I get one mail from one of our well-known colleague. So he just like tell me about the document. I just click on it. Just a minute. So let's say this kind of mail I'm getting on a daily basis. I'll just open it. So what happened here? I'll just click on billing. Did you see something? No. It's just like first one. But again, if I'm opening my notepad, are you able to see? What is this? I hope I got serves your questions. So what happened? You have to develop the JavaScript like that, and you have to frame your URL, and you have to pass it with the something. Let's say you can put the link on image or something where user can trust 100% and just open the URL. So what happened? He just opened the URL. He just logged in for the system or something. He can't see anything on the screen, but you get the session ID. Now, let's say if I take the session ID, So I'm just opening this in a private window. User is unknown. What I'll do is I'll go to storage. Then I go to localhost. Now my session ID is different over here. What I'll do is I'll take session ID from here. Just paste it over here. And now I refresh the page. Are you able to see? When I open the page on a private window, it's with the unknown user. But when I open with the change of session ID, it will open the admin account. Now you got your answer, right? So you have to develop the script like that. Anyway, so this is how we can work with SQL injection and XSS script. I guess with this, I have covered almost which I want to share you. Basically, I have taken this topic for you guys because most of us are not bothered about major security. We just take 1 is equal to 1 and true. That's it. Actually, our responsibility is not just to convey that security testing is not going good or SQL injection is performing, but our responsibility is to protect how we can protect it. What kind of major stuffs actually hacker can hack our site, and what kind of destroy we have in our site. Okay, right? I hope I make you understand something more, and I am a value addition to your career, right? I guess that's it for. Thank you. Any questions? किसी को समझ में नहीं आया या फिर सब समझ में आएगा वो मुझे कंफ्यूजन है या
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Am I audible?
yeah.
So my question is, would you suggest using any of the existing tools that we have, like Bird Suite Professional or the other tools that are available, or you think doing it this way would be correct? Like, I have been using Bird Suite Professional for SQL injection, for XSS, etc. But I think this is also an innovative way. So what is your take on that?
So see, when it's come to security, all the tools are going good. But what happen when you go with the tool? They just provide straight away answer. So you just stuck with 1:1 or some simple query or some simple exercise, right? But what if you are using this tool? This tool has some target. Let me show you one thing. Then you got your answer. So here in tool, for each and every equipment, they have help. Now they have objective over here. Let's say XSS script, you have to run your own JavaScript in another user browser to use this and steal the cookie of the logged in user. So what happened when you use workshoot? You just simple take payload list right from the online, but you didn't try for something. What happened? At that time, every payload will not work for every situations, right? So using tool, this kind of tool is, I guess, it value addition to you. You will learn something, and you will like play as per your website. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What will happen if someone is hacking my system and got the password, and I am using the MD5 security, MD5 algorithm?
I guess answer you already have. You tell me what happened.
I'm not sure
If
what
someone hack your website and have your password, what happened? I can do anything with your password, right?
password is protected with MD5 security.
So what happens sometimes they can decode with some online tool. Let's say if it is not decodable, then it's okay. We are good, but there are many ways to decode it. Hacker are always thinking about that. We are just thinking like this only, right?
I don't think so. MD5 is degradable.
Then it's okay. If it is not decodable, then you don't face any issues. But at least they know that website is vulnerable in any case. Right? Password is protected by MD5. But at least hacker got to know that your system is weak. In any case, you have to do the security. Right?
Okay, thank you.
ये तो ऐसा हुआ कि घर की चाबी तो मिल गई पर नहीं होता है तो पता है कि दूसरा रास्ता आप यूज करेंगे राइट ठीक है any more question? I guess we are lacking of time, so we can connect later on. If you have any question, you can connect me over here also or in person also. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Manali. It was awesome to know about SQL injection in detail. So we'll have a quick break for 15 minutes. So please feel free to grab some tea and refreshment, and we will be back after 15 minutes with some more surprise elements. So see you guys back.
Guys, please be seated. Hello. Guys, please over there at the registration desk. We'll be shortly continuing the session.
Hello, everyone requested to please get seated. We are going to start the session. Hello. Guys, please get seated. From the registration desk, the people, those who are surrounding the registration desk, please get seated.
You can
We
have
are
your
going to
tea.
start the session.
You can have your tea on your desk. That's fine.
Yes. You can have the tea on your desk, please.
Hello.
So, welcome back, everyone. So, before we resume, I would like to take a moment to express our sincere gratitude for the three wonderful speakers who have shared their valuable insights and expertise with us today. So, each of them brought a unique perspective and wealth of knowledge to the discussion, and we are truly grateful for their contribution. Over to you, Mansi.
Moving on to our next speaker, she is going to present on the booming topic artificial intelligence. Neethi Agarwal is working in Johnson's Control Hitachi Air Conditioning as assistant manager. She has a versatile experience of 8 plus years in the field of testing, which includes API, database, performance, embedded, and AI, along with on site and offshore team handling experience. And she also handles escalation management in her firm. Please welcome Neethi Agrawal.
Hello.
You will continue on this matter or
Yeah. Hello, everyone. So, how are you guys? But you looks very serious, yeah? After security testing, or you all guys are not worried about your apps and applications, right? Is that so? See, the thing is that how many of you are manual testers? Okay. Great. It's a great thing. Automation testers, IoT testers. Wow. Send me your resume.
Okay, and okay, great. And artificial intelligence tester, AI testers. Okay, great. So first thing, आप कुछ भी कर लो, सबसे अच्छा बग तो कस्टमर को ही मिलता है. So which is not true. I'm just trying to lighten your mood. Can you start my presentation? So cool. So we will start the presentation. So mean this is going on. I will just continue with my presentation. So I'm here to give the presentation of on artificial intelligence. So even if you are manual API or whatsoever tester, I want you to understand what is AI and how you can use that AI into your testing, whichever it is manual, automated or anything, or you want to start a new journey with the artificial intelligence testing. So you have to open your mind and you have to perfectly concentrate on me, and everything will be explained in very layman language. I know Hindi, English, Gujarati, so and Punjabi also. So you can ask me questions in any of these languages. Okay. So is the cool. So before directly moving on to artificial intelligence, let's see what is human intelligence. So I am communicating to you. I am communicating to you in a certain language. So will you call me intelligent? हाँ बोल दो यार. I am. यार गजब. हॉस्टेज तो नहीं हो ना? Okay. So I'm communicating to you in certain language. So I am intelligent. If I'm able to plan out something, I'm standing here, my brain is active. Even the presentation is okay, it's running, but I am talking to you. So I am intelligent. I am able to make my decision whether it's right or wrong. So I am intelligent. So this is what basically artificial intelligence also do. So let's go with this slide. Artificial intelligence. So you can see there are multiple things in artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is not a small thing, it's very huge thing. So you can learn big data, machine learning, deep learning, robotics, etc. There are many things, but today our focus will be on AI, artificial intelligence. Once you understand this concept, then other things will be very easy for you to attain any career. So this I have explained you. I am intelligent because I am able to communicate, I am able to plan, I am able to make decision. So this is human intelligence, but we want to talk about artificial intelligence. So what is that artificial intelligence? Here the definition says, whatever human was able to do it traditionally, the same thing is done by a machine. So that is called artificial intelligence. But now I have a question, I have a very big question. Machine is doing that thing and I am also doing that thing. Machine company is ready to pay lots of crores of money. They are ready to dump money in machines, but they are not ready to increase my package to 1 crore. So why is it so? We both are doing the same thing. I told I will do overtime. You pay me 1 crore, I will do whatever machine does. Because my manager told, whatever machine does, you are doing whatever you are doing, machine does the same thing. So the answer lies here. AI can process large amount of data, correct? Which I am not able to do. I have some limitations. Machines also have a limitation, but they are a level up from me. No doubt, we are the one who makes artificial intelligence. So we humans are the best ones. So yeah. So let's see about what are the successful things in artificial intelligence. So one of the success of artificial intelligence is recognize the. Thank you. Yeah, this is the first time using it. Nice. One of the success of AI is to think like, recognize pattern, make decision, judgment like humans. So, but what is this? What actually does it mean? Recognize patterns. So, I think, how many of you are on Instagram? Very nice. So you can easily connect with this topic. So you must have seen, if you go on Amazon and if you search any, I was searching sari for on Women's Day. So I was searching this on my Amazon. Then I switched to Instagram. And what happened? I was very happy to see that Instagram was saying, Niti, buy this sari from Amazon, buy this sari from Amazon. And apart from Amazon, there were other companies also populating. I was very happy about that. But what actually was happening over there? That was AI. AI was playing a role. Correct? So this it means recognize pattern, it makes decision and judgment like humans. So now we know basic what is AI. At least please, if you go outside, say, if someone asks, then say what is AI. Otherwise, Okay, now let's move to the categories of AI. So as you know, AI is very vast. So AI is divided into 3 different categories. So let's say first is narrow, weak AI, general AI, super AI. These are the 3 categories. Let's understand them in deep. I will directly go to the example for the layman understanding, and then we can come back here. So the first type of AI is narrow AI. So what this narrow AI is actually? So you must have seen Alexa. Most of you must have used. So if I go to Alexa and say, hey Alexa, turn on the TV, and it actually does on it. So why actually that is happening? So the Siri, whatever you call in that Alexa, so it stores keywords. So it has been trained in certain language. It can be natural processing machine. It can be deep learning. It can be machine learning. It can be anything based on the AIs. So that keywords are imported, and these things are trained. So machines are trained. So that is why you are able to get the output. So it doesn't mean that I'm talking to Alexa, so Alexa's ko sab pata hai. Like, oh, Niti wants this, so I am giving it. So it is not that. It is the keywords are playing a role. Got it? So this is the example of narrow AI. But what you are, or you all guys are testers, and you will be saying, yeah, she is coming and talking about this AIs, and hum kya karenge AI ka? So how you can use this AI in testing? So you must be using many tools which are actually automating your things. But in backend, AI is being used. For example, test cases generation. You are generating test cases over one time, but reusing them multiple times. But in backend, you don't know the technology. So there are multiple possibilities that it is using AI in backend. So that these narrow AI are particular AIs which are having limited keywords, so that all the smaller tasks can be completed. Correct? Any doubts in narrow AI? Okay, I hope I'm good in communicating you things. Huh? Okay. So these definitions are mentioned about narrow AI if you want to understand. And systems are programmed to complete tasks with limited context. Correct? We are using limited keywords. It uses natural processing language, and it uses NPL. And what is the importance? Why I will use narrow AI? So if I have lots of tasks and I want to eliminate some tasks, so I can perform more, I can give more time to testing instead of carrying this luggage of writing test cases and doing all these things. So at that time, I can use narrow AI. Now let's see general AI. So you must have seen car, automated car, self-driving car. So what does it has? You can see in the camera sensors. So it is built of lot of camera sensors. So what does it actually does? It mimics the human behavior. It is mimicking human behavior, and based on that, it creates multiple patterns, and based on that patterns, the whole general AI is working. Got it? Like you can see In this, there is no particular set of keywords like we were giving in Siri. In this, it is completely mimicking the behavior. For example, I am talking to you. You guys know that I'm actually giving the presentation on AI, but you don't know what actually I'm going to speak. So similarly, in automatic car, same thing happens. You know, the car is going to drive. It will take left, but how much it will take, right? It depends on the sensors and all the algorithms which has been incorporated by AI into these machines. So let's see the definitions. So capable of performing any intellectual task that a human can do, right? This system will be able to reason and act based on the consciousness, emotions, and analytical thinking. They have their own thinking. Based on that, they can take judgment. Now you will be saying, "Ke yaar, car to roti nahi hai. Why you are adding emotions over here?" So emotions is not always necessary. Ke angry ya gussa ye sab emotions can be also if some if other car is coming very near to you, you have to act in that way. So that is also considered emotions in AI. So let's see. So all clear with general AI, at least basic understanding. I don't want you to be like tycoons of AI right now, but simple understanding. Let's see super AI. So first of all, I would like to say this AI, this actually is evolving, and this evaluation, whatever was called AI in 1940s, are actually not called as AI right now. The reason is because it is evolving. For example, Turk. You must be knowing the Turk if anyone knows. Turk is a chess machine. It defeated a human in the chess game. So that time in 1940s, it was called as artificial intelligence, but today it is not called as artificial intelligence. Similarly, one is Cadidius, something like this way. It is a machine. It is a medical machine. You can search on Google. So what does that machine do? That machine was capable of detecting thousands of disease in the human body in the 90s era. That time that machine was called as artificial intelligence, but today it is not called as artificial intelligence. So you understand the concept. Artificial intelligence is evolving. It is changing. So based on the changes, there is the changes in the definitions. Now you must have seen super AI. So unfortunately, I don't have any real example of super AI. So यार दोनों के example दिए. Why I am not giving super AI examples? So the thing is that it's a hypothetical. It's still controversial, because what we want from super AI is it should do each and everything like a human. You must have heard about Sophia robot. Now Sophia robot, many are saying that it's a super artificial intelligence thing, but in actuality there are still lot of controversies going on, because the Sophia has some limitations. So still it is not been proven. Many people and many website you will find that super AI is that Sophia is super AI, but in books you will not find that. In any ISTQB certification of AI, you will not find that Sophia is a artificial intelligence. Let's move ahead. Processes in artificial intelligence. So till now we have seen what is AI and categories. Now we are just small, only 5 or 10 minutes left. Please don't yawn. 5-10 minutes more just. Process in artificial intelligence. So in this you can see data generated, data processed, data stored, data processed, and artificial intelligence. Actionable insight, sorry. Process in artificial intelligence. So you must be knowing कि हाँ यार artificial intelligence तो है, but what does it do? So what really it does? What do we do? It is mentioned over here. Whenever you search anything anywhere in your Google or any platform, so that data is being generated by you. आपका data हम चुरा लेते. So we take your data. It can be in any format. We get YML or any types of file. That data gets generated, and that data is actually stored on the servers. जो मैंने आपको example दिया Facebook का, if you are searching on Facebook, you will get the same type of things in different. So that is nothing but that data is being stored. These two sections are called big data. You might have heard. So those things come over here, and this AI comes in this picture. Data processed. Now you are having data, you have stored data, now you want to process that data. So that data processing is done over here in the AI. It can be machine learning, NPL, deep learning, or many more things. And then actionable insights mean you can use any tool and technology. Based on that, you have trained your system, but after training you are giving a insight to, like, basically any tool technology, but ultimately to test you need this. So now suppose this was my presentation, that is done, but now something, you want to start your career in artificial intelligence. So I have just planned out one thing, like this is plan, design, it is SDLC cycle only. So train NPL score testing. So this is actually booming right now, and we are looking for many people who has this understanding. So in this, what happens in any language, you have to give input. In automation also you do the same thing, you give input and you expect out to do data structure, अलग चीजें होती है, correct? So in this also we train our systems, I'm working in AC, so I train ACs how to do that thing. So in LPL score testing, give me some example. So this is, we get the data, correct, from data, this big data thing. We get data, we store that data, in that we evaluated the data. Now we have to train the machines. Now suppose आपकी website है, अब आपको उसको automate करना है, आपको कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा उसके लिए. So that thing you can say it is familiar to this. So you can see task acronyms. So in this I have given boolean value, boolean question, boolean मतलब yes no वाले questions, and it will expected में मैंने डाला है predict correct answers and accuracy. So this sort of table we have to create in particular frames and different types of technology we are using, like Sophie AI and other things. And based on that we are creating such structures, and we are making the machines learn how to behave, and based on that the output comes. Okay, so yeah, so basically I'm not a research person, so whatever data I have told you, these are the references, and whatever I have mentioned you is holds true in all these books. So I guess here I end my presentation, and thank you, and thank you for giving your 10, 15, 20 minutes to me. Thank you so much. Anyone has any questions? Yeah, please.
Hello.
Yeah.
How can we achieve testing using AI?
Sure. So suppose assume a manual tester want to achieve this AI testing. So what they can use, it's very simple nowadays. Just the company should be able to pump 2 to 4 lakh per month. Then alone you can manage the automation testing. There is a tool, I'm not promoting any tool, but there is just, I'm informing you, a tool, Sophie AI. So what does that system do? It's a very simple system, in that you just have to put the assertion. Suppose I want my AC temperature from 16 to 30 degree. So what I will do, I will add the temperature should be set to 16, the temperature should be set to 17, 18, 19, and I will write the expected output in this format, that boolean I showed table. So in that we have to input the we have to give the data to the system. So in this way we have just given the data, that's it. Now everything AI will do. You don't have to do anything. You just have to run it. It will actually pass or fail your test cases. In that you just have to go and see how you can work, how the things are working. But right now these like actual AI things are not free. People, there are like chat GTP. Some people are saying it's this AI, that AI, but it is not actually super artificial AI, because it has just failed in UPSC exam. So it is also limited with keywords. So yeah, it's not a super AI. So I think I have answered answered your question. Okay, thank you.
जैसे हम इनपुट्स दे रहे हैं और वो हमें टेस्टिंग करके दे, that exactly do the automation testing. So what is the difference between AI testing and automation testing?
Yeah, AI, see your आप Java यूज करते होंगे, Selenium यूज करते होंगे, कुछ यूज करते होंगे, correct? And in artificial you want data, जो क्या बोलते हैं, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का डेटाबेस चाहिए होता है आपको पूरा, उसके अंदर आपको पूरा अलग ही मशीन लैंग्वेज लर्न करनी पड़ेगी, बिकॉज जो वी कैन से वी कैन कोलैबोरेट बोथ थिंग्स, बट दे आर एक्चुअली डिफरेंट फ्रॉम ईच अदर, बिकॉज ऑटोमेशन आपने जितना इनपुट दिया उसका आउटपुट दे रहा है, बट इधर जो मैंने इनको टूल बस सजेस्ट किया है, that is actually everything AI has done. You just have to give the input and they are expecting output, and that input are also in very layman languages. You just have to add assertions, that's it. But if you want to learn complete AI, so आपको पूरा machine learning पहले करना पड़ेगा. There are multiple phases based on the requirement you want to automate. I hope this answered your question. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होता. सपोज आपकी कोई भी XYZ ऐप है, अब आपको उसको AI टेस्टिंग में कन्वर्ट करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है. तो उससे सबसे पहले आपको जो आपका जावा ऑटोमेशन जो भी यूज करना है, उसके आपको डिसाइड करना पड़ेगा कि आपको करना क्या है. यू वांट कंप्लीट AI की आप एक ऐसा सिस्टम बनाते हैं जहां पे सिर्फ आप अकेले काम करेंगे, आपको टीम की जरूरत नहीं है, पूरा काम आपको AI करके देगा. एक वो हो गया. दूसरा होता है आपको ऑटोमेशन के साथ AI इंटीग्रेट करना है. So there are two different things in this. Right. Anything else? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Niti. It was exciting to know more about artificial intelligence. So, moving forward with our next speaker, Rachita Malpani. She is a senior software analyst with over 12 years of experience, strong technical profile combining web development and UI UX design. At a very early age, Rachita was badly affected with polio. She made her disability as a strength and pursued a career as a software developer. She has vast experience in working with differently able team members and deliver products on time. One of her best achievement is Frogopedia, the AR-based application which was introduced by Apple Online Engagement Series. She is going to discuss on her experience working with individuals with different able on the team tech team. So, without any further delay, let her call on the stage with her huge round of applause.
So, good afternoon, all quality builders. I want address you as a tester because you guys add the quality in the brand of your company. So that is the like fabulous job. Developer can develop their things, but you give the value of it to the customer, to the like any end user. So, well, first of all, I want to thank you for this event, QA and Simform, and thank you to giving opportunity to me. I can come and speak with you guys. So much technical sessions, right? Like Selenium and Docker and all. So I'm not going to talk about any technical thing. It's just I'm sharing my experience. So how many are working on accessibility testing? No one. Oh, someone are there. How many leading the team? One is there. Okay. And leading a team where are members having physical challenges? I guess nobody. I'm the only one who lead. Okay. So before moving forward, let's consider if you have members in team that have some kind of impairment, some kind of physical challenge, like one member is have vision impairment, one has hearing impairment, and one has mobility impairment. So what thoughts come in the mind? All of us, like, we see with the sympathy. And the second thing, how we will deliver the product with the quality and delivery on the time, which is most important. So this is the person. Do you think he can code? He has vision impairment. So yes, of course he can code. He's working with Amazon company, and he is like one of the best retail accessibility team leader in Amazon. Nowadays it is like very often in the culture, like Accenture, Apple, and any other companies, mostly MNCs, hiring 10% PWD person in their working culture. So what they are doing actually, they are eliminating the, you can say, inclusion, eliminating the social economic inclusion from the society with the disability person. Disability means the person who has some physical challenge, not disability in their work, disability with the physics. So I'm also badly affected with the polio, and I'm the one example. But what I realize after working so many persons who are physical challenged, I realize that level of disability and ability is different for each and everyone, individuals. But when we get any project, it doesn't matter. It matters the quality, the delivery on time, right? So what the major problems we face when we have team members has some physical disability or physical challenges? Like all of us is coming communication gap. What is communication gap? If I having a team member who has a vocal impairment or hearing impairment, what I will do? How I explain all the scenarios, like they only understand sign language, and we could not go with sign language with Python, Java, or any other technical language. We could not learn like that. So what we will do? Either we will get some arrange some tool who convert our language into the sign language, or the second thing is that we can write each and everything on notepad and explain them in very detailed manner, so they can understand and they can develop. The second thing is delivery time. So delivery time is also one of the most crucial topic, means we have to deliver. So like when physical challenges people come in picture, they have like, okay, मैं तो वैसे कर लूंगा, हो जाएगा, मुझे नहीं बोला जाएगा. But team leader face challenges ki how we will deliver, because commitment is also one of the important thing. So we have always go with a divide whole task in very small segments so that it can be complete on time. The third thing is technology support. Technology support, like I am a mobility impairment. Okay, I have to go there in the conference room to attend the meetings. So what I supposed to do if I don't have wheelchair? So what I am doing till now, if I am not getting wheelchair, I'm using my office chair. It has always wheel. I'm using that and going to the conference room and going anywhere in the office. And the last challenge is emotional intelligence. Everyone has emotions, I know, but the people who have physical challenge, they have a little bit extra, the X factor. अगर थोड़ा सा भी आप जोर से बोलोगे तो इवन आई एम स्टार्ट ट्राइंग कि मुझे ही क्यों बोला, मुझे बोल दिया. It's like everyone, it have everyone who has physical challenge. उनको लगता है कि नहीं हमें ही बोला जा रहा है. It's kind of that. So like with this, I'm audible? Yeah. Okay. With these challenges, I have some strategy because I'm a leading team like that way. So all of us, it is a good workspace. Arrange a good workspace in manner of as I told, arrange wheelchairs, arrange impairment device are there in the market, so we can like communicate with them very well. Like work alignment is the second thing. We can align the work in small chunks, align people with them who is little bit emotional and understand. Like there are all kind of people. Some are very rude, some are okay kind of, some are very like polite. So arrange the people, align the people like that way. So like if a physical challenge person is aligned with a very soft spoken people, he is always feel comfortable कि हाँ ये मेरे को बहुत अच्छे से बोल रहा है, बहुत अच्छे से मुझे सुन रहा है, तो मैं इससे ज्यादा बात करूँ, ज्यादा समझूं, kind of that thing. The last thing is appreciation. What is very important, the people who has physical challenge has some negativity corner in his heart. Like मैं भी हूँ अगर, तो मुझे भी कहीं ना कहीं फील होगा मुझे फीडबैक नहीं दिया, मैंने अच्छा नहीं किया. Definitely the other person is going good, that's why the team leader giving appreciation, but even I did, so at least some of feedback should be given to me also. That is always accepted. Like so we have to give appreciation like daily basis. We have to arrange reviews and give what we have to done. We never give flexibility until they required, and we have to be ready if person could not complete, but still we have to be little bit strict also. और तब तक लाइक हेल्प नहीं करनी जब तक कि वो लोग बोले नहीं. It is a strategy. Like so these are some do and don'ts. Like physically challenges can be visual, hearing, or term physical, emotional. Many kind of physical challenges are there, but something as this, like we have to carry, we never prefer like learn the communication they preferred as their input, because as I feel they have some X factor of creativity. Physical challenge people has some extra factor, so we always ask for their feedback, their input. Definitely it will help in our project, and we don't have to say that this is the deadline. Yeah, this is the timeline, not deadline. This is the timeline. You have to finish it. Never speak disability word. Never speak negatively. We have to give sometime negative feedback, but in positive manner. That is like very helpful. So I'm going to share my experience with one successful app launch, that is Froggypedia. So I have team members who are hearing impairment, logical, like vocal impairment, and mobility. There are 75% in this project who has any kind of physical disability. So this is my app. Just have a look. It's not clean. Meanwhile, I'm telling you, during the COVID, every team leader has stress for working from home to deliver the best output and syncing with the team. It is in 2019, but in 2017, I already set up a virtual workspace where because for this app, because as I told, most of people physically challenged. So what I arrange virtual workspace for them. I just connected with the Zoom or any other things we used, and we connected for the AR things, because at that time in Ahmedabad the AR is new vibe. You can say 50% of people don't know what is the AR, and we are working an app with the Apple. So it is very challenging. We have to test minute things also, and in development as well as in the testing as well as. After this launch, it is launched in 2018. So many appreciations we got. This is fabulous. This is like this. So many articles are there, but one thing which make me speechless. One of my teammate mate was blind impairment, vision impairment. He came to me and asked, Rachita, how it's look like? What is this app? What is for? It is. I was just speechless. How I explain? After that, I started accessibility element in each and every development of design, and whatever application I give us some like a bit inputs, that is the accessibility. So to request all my tester, at least give 5% of your testing time in accessibility testing. There are many tools like QLogic, WCAG, JAWS, and there is a WCAG is an acronym who has some standard published for the accessibility guidelines. That's it from my end, and thank you.
So thank you so much, Rachita, for inspiring all the ladies out there. So we have arranged a small and fun quiz. So please everyone participate as winner will be provided with some goodies. So quiz will be handled by Sunita.
Hello everyone. So all are excited for the quiz? कितने लोगों को नींद आ रही है अभी? Can you raise your hand? That means our sessions are very excited, right? We have learned so many things. Now we are going to learn something, and I am going to check what you have learned, because we have given AI session on AI Selenium. Now here is the time for testing your knowledge. So here is the QR code. Just scan in your mobile, and I'll just run some quiz over here, and you have to answer. The time will be around 10 seconds. Okay. So शुरू करें? रेडी? आवाज ही नहीं आ रही है, थोड़ा जोर से बोलो. रेडी? ओके, स्टार्ट. Okay. I think we have to start now. Okay, so the first question is here. You can see your score in your like application also. Okay. Can I move for the next question? Okay. Okay. Okay, you have to see the question over here and answer from your mobile. Okay. इतना तो समझ में नहीं पाएगा. हाँ.
Guys, just a second. I know that you have some queries. So you need to read the questions from here and you need to select the correct answer from your screen. Okay. You will have 4 shapes: square, triangle, rectangle, and circle. Okay. So A, B, C, D you will see here and you need to select one from the correct answer from your screen. That's all. Yeah. So the maximum time is we have given is 10 seconds. If you want to increase, we can, but as of now, it's 10 seconds for now. Okay. All clear? Yeah. Yeah, so it's more of like on Kahoot if you have used Kahoot. Yeah, thank you.
Start from the 3 questions. Le- You have to again scan this QR code. Yeah, there's the same QR code. पीछे वालों को नहीं दिख. Here is the QR code. Click करो.
Everyone done? Okay, okay. Shall we start, or the backbenchers done? Okay, then. So we'll start the quiz. I can see this smiley, but that's okay. Okay. In Selenium 4, Chrome driver extends to WebDriver, remote WebDriver, Chromium driver, Chrome driver. You need to select the right option. Yeah. Okay. So the correct answer is Chromium driver. So we'll move to the next question, which is the following correct syntax for XPath to find an element. You need to figure out the correct XPath. All right. Moving on. Which is not a relative locator? Okay. Select the method which performs a context click at the current mouse location. Be vigilant, guys. Yeah. Moving on. Select the weight below which is not provided by Selenium WebDriver. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So sleep is not provided by Selenium WebDriver, right? Okay. So if an attacker manages to get an application to execute SQL query created by attacker, then such attacks are called. We just had a session now. Okay. An attack on the website that stores and displays text to a user is known as. Yeah, don't say it loud, because I will win the quiz then. What are phishing attacks? Okay. Anyone got the correct answer? No? Oh, good. Congrats. Okay. The markup language used to write Docker configuration file is? Yeah. Yeah. Don't confuse others. Okay. Okay. Moving on. Information on how to build a Docker image is written in file name called. Yeah, Rishal, it's in Jenkins file. Okay. So the Docker logo is. We should know the logo as well. Okay. Did anyone get the correct answer? Oh, great. Moving on. Which granularity level of testing checks the behavior of module cooperation? Integration testing. All right. Which of the following is not at test level? You should also know the basics. Yeah. Which of the following is not a testing principle? Know your basics. हाँ मैंने डी सिलेक्ट सोचा था लेकिन बी सिलेक्ट हो गया होता है Okay, smoke testing is a subset of acceptance testing, whereas sanity testing is a subset of regression. Is it true, false, can't say, or I won't say? All right, moving on. The items below should be included in test case accept. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right. API response 403 defines. Oh. Okay. So moving on. OAuth is an abbreviation for. Did anyone get the correct answer? Oh, I can see some else, so that's good. What is the HTTP status code related to page not found? They should, I think we could have 100% here. Did anyone get the incorrect answer here? Anyone? Don't feel ashamed. Okay. So moving on. So let's assume that I'm a restaurant manager. I wanted to update the dishes. So which method I would use? So nowadays restaurant managers are also IT engineers. So does anyone know what is the difference between put and patch? Anyone? Yes, please. Yeah, but what is put? Do you know what is put? Yes, perfect, perfect. What's your name? Chikisa. Chikisa deserves one chocolate. Can you please give her? Okay, so you can collect the chocolate afterwards. We'll move on. What is a collection in Postman? Okay. So moving on, Chat GPT was developed by all of the above. Yeah, collaborative. Good. State true or false? Chat GPT is in freeware software. Can't say, won't say. It's not in freeware software, guys. Sorry? અત્યારે ફ્રી છે બટ સ્ટાર્ટિંગમાં તો બધું ફ્રી જ હોય જ્યારે પછી અત્યારે આપણો મીટઅપ બી ફ્રી છે સો ઓકે સો લાસ્ટ ક્વેશ્ચન guys be vigilant. This is the last question. Which of the following is not an application of artificial intelligence? None of this. Okay, so we'll see the winners. Okay. Okay, guys. So the third is I am Akash. Yeah. Please remember that you are at the third position. Okay. So we'll be giving the goodies at the end. So you guys remember. Yeah. So at second place is Meera. I guess Rishil might have helped you. So you guys need to share. That's fine. So that first is DK Sony. Who is DK Sony? Oh. Last time also you got the camper, I know. I guess there is some fishing, right? Meetup pe time, RTP pe bhi you also received good. Okay, okay. So I guess you guys have the fun. So thank you for everyone being a nice audience. I'll take a leave. Thank you.
Congratulations to all the winners. Thank you, Tapan and Sunita, for conducting such a wonderful quiz. Moving, moving on to our next speaker, Mrs. Norika Gohil. Norika is a seasoned leader. She is passionate about technology and its transformation. She is currently working at Konga as the regional vice president in professional services, helping customers succeed in their transformational journey. She has over 25 years of rich experience in the IT industry. In addition to her IT experience, she has also taught undergraduate students at St. Xavier's College in Ahmedabad. Norika's hobbies are reading and trying out new recipes. She spends her spare time binge watching K dramas. She is going to talk on the topic delegation and empowerment. Please welcome Mrs. Norika Gohil.
Yeah. Yes. So good afternoon, everybody. First of all, thank you for the organizers for inviting me here. And to all the women here, happy Women's Day. I know this is part of your Women's Day celebration. And guys, of course, don't be disheartened. Someday there will be a Men's Day too. Sorry, y'all have Labor Day. There you go. So May 1st. Correct. Okay. So as long as you all know how to pacify yourself, I need not pacify you. Yeah. Yeah. So first, I saw that there have been quite a few speakers, and interestingly, the topics have been good. First, I guess few of you all taught on what is more maybe QA practices, which is probably I can say intelligence. Then Nidhi came and she spoke about artificial intelligence, and then Rachita came and she spoke about you spoke about empathy, right? So you spoke about that's another intelligence which we call, and you also spoke about more what is the topic for this year's Women's Day. The theme here is embrace equity. So equity is different from equality, although my topic is something else, but this forced me to say this as I saw things progress here. So when we say embrace equity, it is equality is giving everybody the same opportunity to do everything, while equity is making sure that what opportunity you give to that person helps them grow where they are and who they are, since each of us are unique individuals. And the simplest thing that we could see today was while we all stand here and talk, we made sure that Rachita also had a space to sit, which helps her talk. So that is embrace equity, and we all need to embrace equity. Thank you. So let me now move on to what I actually came to talk about. I came to speak to you all about delegation and empowerment, and also something which goes hand in hand about your growth mindset. So when we talk about, so I'll just give you some intro into what I want to get to. So when I talk about delegation and empowerment, it is part of a very big growth for us. For each of us, whether you are a leader, you aspire to be a leader, or wherever you are. So first, I want us to understand that when we speak about leadership, you don't have to be having a title. So on your own, by yourself, each of you is a leader. So how can you build on that? How can you build with your team? How can you help each other grow? We know many a times we talk about manager and then we talk about a leader. So manager, yes, it's a title because there is certain things which is expected, like they have to be closely working with their company's plans, budgets. They have to know how to allocate stuff, whichever resources they are working on. And then they have certain controls and they have to solve problems. Now, a leader would indefinitely also be a manager. So you could be a manager, but we need to be leaders. So what does a leader do? A leader works on the mission and the vision. You could start small, you could start big, you could be also working on your company's mission and vision. And then what does a leader do? A leader shows direction. Now the interest that, or the aim of a leader is that you have to develop others, right? So the leader aligns and influences. He would not go to you and push you or have a control over you to do things. The leader will try and influence you, and the leader, most importantly, will take the team along. Of course, leader has to create an engaging environment, motivate, inspire, and then this is something very interesting called vulnerability-based trust. Some of you who are in Conga would already know about this. So What is vulnerability based trust? We all have to have a trust, right? You need to trust your leader, but your leader also needs to be vulnerable. That means the leader should be able to talk to you, be able to express their own weaknesses too. Like, I might not be good at something. I'm not great at making PPTs. Shailesh knows it very well. Shailesh is the guy who can put all the good things to a PPT. So I should be open to say that, yeah, I'm not good, you are good. I'm not good at this, and these are certain things which are my fears, and these are the areas where I really need help. So vulnerability-based trust. So when you speak about who you are, you're going to say these are the areas you can't do, or these are the areas which you're not good at. The team also learns to be able to be open with you, and that's where you create the vulnerability based trust. Now, there are some of these quotes which I have put because I like putting quotes. Some of them stay with me, so I put them there. So I say that leadership is a potent combination of strategy and character. But if you must be without one, be without strategy. Definitely don't put a strategy aside of your company, but it means to say that integrity is very important. So you have to have integrity. It's not that, when I'm saying integrity, am I cheating on anybody? Am I doing something like that? No, that's not integrity what I'm talking about. I'm talking about integrity as you as a team, you as a team member. Every player in a team is very important. So now we come back to what I wanted to talk about. What is delegation and what is empowerment? Organizations need to grow. And for every organization to grow, you need a very healthy organization. Organizations are smart, but then they also need to be healthy. So when we say about smart, what is it? Okay, we talk about the operations, we talk about finance, we talk about our goals, we talk about most of these technical aspects. We talk about, okay, the skill sets that we have. Then when we talk about what is it, you need a healthy organization where you need people to have trust. They need to be inspired. They need to know that, okay, they can go and talk about what they want to do, which direction they want to grow. They can talk about their aspirations freely. So that's a healthy organization, and everybody needs a healthy team as well as a company needs a healthy organization to grow. And how do we grow? We grow by, to start with, delegating and then empowering. Now, what is delegation? What is empowerment? I guess most of you know. I have put this for you all to read. So a simple example I'll give you. All of us went through COVID. Many of you here are young, so I am assuming you all learned cooking maybe. I am older, so I made sure I got the right help from my daughter. So my daughter was home. She had her friend also home during that 4 to 6 months. Now, invariably, you have to cook 3 meals. It got hard. So I just, first day, I called my daughter and I told her, this is the recipe I'm giving you. This is what you need to cook. So I gave her what ingredients she has to use, quantity, how she needs to do it, and at what time she has to complete this. So this is what I want. She said, fine, she was cooperative. She learned to make the best rotis, by the way, and now I never do it if she's around. Unfortunately, she's on the college campus in the hostel. So that was delegation. So where it needs monitoring, so I was there, I was helping her do things, and then supervision was must and frequent because it was the first time somebody is going close to the fire, using oil, all those kind of things. So that is delegation. So delegation comes when initially you need to get your work done. So as a manager, as a leader, as a team leads, all of you would be working on this and you all need to start delegating. So we start with delegating. So when you are delegating, make it a true delegation. Give all the required resources, what is needed to your team. As you start delegating, in this particular example also I'll tell you, I did it for a few days and I'm like, do I have to be there every time they have to cook? They means because it was she and her friend. So every time do I have to stand there and get it done? No, maybe I should empower them. So what I did was, YouTube comes to your rescue. So all I did was I would tell them that tonight you have to make pasta. Which kind of pasta? I don't want to get involved. what ingredients you want to use. You want to make it a veg pasta, a non-veg pasta, a baked one, you cook it on the stove. My aim for it is that you have to give me a meal tonight. Meal for 5 people. We are 5 of us. A meal should be ready. And what meal you're going to cook, you decide. How you're going to cook it, you decide. So when we talk about empowerment, we are giving a full control there. Okay. What I'm concerned about it, or what you have to be concerned about, is what is the outcome at the end of the process. There is very less supervision, but there is boundaries. You will set a boundary. Like I'll say that, yeah, don't buy everything, put everything in it and give me a meal. No, I will not appreciate it. So there are boundaries, and you have to do it by a certain time, and food has to be cooked for 5, maybe initially 6, 7. But later, of course, you have to do it. So that is what is empowerment. So in empowerment, who is in control? To whom you have given the job, that person is in full control. Yeah. So what do we want out of it? What are the results we are looking out of it? Of course, we are talking about teams, we're talking about your own selves. So we are looking at having cohesive teams. We are looking for growth of the company, which also means growth for yourself. If your company grows, you will grow. It can't be that I am growing all by myself on a tangent while the company is not growing. So it's, you build cohesive teams, and that's the growth for your company. And we need to have a growth mindset. Growth mindset is that everybody wants to learn, everybody wants to know what is the company, where is the company going, and how can I contribute to it? And how do I make, or how do I influence the team so that the team also believes in where I want to go, or where we as a company, as a team want to go. So all of us need to build growth mindset. Wherever you are, whatever work you are doing, ensure that you have a growth mindset. So the results are that once I give full control, right? So the next time, you know that I can do better. So what happens in this is that the more you give, the more you ask, the more you learn, the more you want to do. So that is where you come up with this. So now the team member, the team, and the leader, all of us are growing. So it's a healthy growth. It's very good for all of us. We are doing well. The company is doing well. The bonuses are getting better. Everything is getting better. So I say, if your teacher, coach, or mentor believes you can do something, you're more likely to do it. So if I talk about my own self, long time back, one of my manager gave me a large task, larger than the task I thought I could actually manage. And what he told me was this, that if you give somebody a task bigger than what they think they can do, they will definitely work towards doing it, and you will see results. So do not give members tasks like, okay, yesterday you could write only this part of the code and you know only this much, so this is all I'm going to give it. Unless you're going to give them better tasks and bigger tasks, they are not going to know what their potential is. And because you gave bigger tasks, the trust that you put in your team member is what they would like to live up to. So that's how, you will grow. And because somebody has trust in you, you would not want them to lose that. You don't want them to breach that trust. So that is what I say, that what we are looking for, we are looking for results. Now, how do we go about all of this? It is easy said than done. Yeah. So there are processes, there are challenges while we are doing all of this. So first and foremost, we say, okay, assess the task to delegate, which means, though I say give people bigger tasks, you cannot give everybody everything, right? Because some of you are developers, some of you are architects, some of you are doing solutioning, all those things. Among those, you will say, okay, certain people are still better in certain areas. Sometimes they are very good in the healthcare, and your task now to delegate is this. So you would go around looking at people, what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses? Let me work and initially work on their strengths. Everybody knows what is your strength. You know your strength, you're going to work on it. But there are improvement areas. Although we would not want to call them weaknesses, those are some of the areas which are not explored. So whether it is you yourself reflecting it, or your leader, you are a leader, or you are in the leadership role, you would like to explore what are the areas that you need to work on. So you will talk to people. Now, While you are doing this, you know that you want a certain desired outcome. I said we are all working towards, at the end of it, we are always working towards the end of the outcome, and we are working towards the time frame when we want to do it. So you will discuss, okay, I know this person can do it. What are the resources? Am I giving them the right resources? And am I giving them the authority? Because we want to empower you. So am I giving you the authority to do things, to make decisions, how to drive it, how to get to this? There are different ways to get to it. So am I giving you the right authority to do it? Most important part is one has to be patient as a leader. Okay. They say sometimes you got to make silence your friend. You need to help somebody else think. So because you need to give the other person time to think, you need to be more patient. And then, of course, communicate, feedback, and results. Now, feedback and assess the task go hand in hand. So when we say that, okay, I have assessed my team, okay, and I know that some people are good at it. Okay, you go and tell them you're good at it. This is a job, but this is a bigger task, and I know you can do it. The person feels, okay, they're encouraged and they're ready to do it. You have another person, you see that, okay, this person could do it, but this person doesn't know that they have a potential, or they do not know they have a path. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to talk to the person and you have to give a feedback. So when you give feedback, somebody already spoke here, right? Give positive feedback. If you're giving a negative feedback, give it as a positive one. So that is actually called, we are talking about give constructive feedback. So when we are discussing, especially where I come from, we call giving feedback is a gift. Yeah. All of us who are from the same company know that. And we treat feedback as a gift because what you do right, you already know, somebody's telling you, you're happy about it and you're doing it. But what you don't do right, or what you need to get better at, is something that somebody has to give it to you. Unless you are told, you'll never know that, yeah, I need to improve in this area. So take feedback very, very constructively because this is part of your growth. You need to have that growth mindset where you also accept feedback, which is a constructive feedback, where you need to grow. Otherwise, you would constantly be left behind. So as a leader, you might be team leads, etc. When you're giving feedback, don't get too emotional. Be very objective. State what has to be said, that this is what you need to be doing and this is the areas we need to improve upon. So once you give feedback, you will expect your team person to improve, and make sure you are following up on that because your job as a receiver or as a giver doesn't stop at only just saying what has to be done. Okay, as a receiver, say, I once received, this is very recent, I received feedback. We have something called a leadership training, and we are expected, before we get into the leadership training, to take 360-degree feedback. Which means I get feedback from my direct reportees, I get feedback from my peers, I get feedback to whom I'm reporting, and also feedback from others who have worked with me. So the feedback was in multiple areas. It was, do I challenge the process? Do I inspire? How do I work? All five factors. So when I looked at those 5 areas, because I had to assess myself too, I looked at those 5 areas and I thought, okay, ABC is something I think I'm doing well. Most probably with the D and E, I might get some areas of improvement because you can assess yourself. All said and done, you know where you are good and where you aren't. I got my feedback. Just before we start the session, all the leaders were handed a booklet with your areas. To my surprise, A and B did not show up as my strength. C, D, E showed up as my strength. I was shocked. So they say when you get your feedback, how do you react to it? It's called SARS. Yeah, it says surprise, anger, rejection, acceptance, and sometimes H also, which is hope. So exactly the same thing happened. First I was surprised. I said, this can't be. And then I was like, could this be? Is this how I'm perceived? But yes, that was how I was perceived. So what I was doing, not necessarily what I thought I was doing right, was perceived as right. And then first you say, yeah, I couldn't care this. It could be my feedback, I don't care. So you have this thought of rejecting it. And then I guess it takes a few hours, and then after that you say, okay, now this feedback has come to me, I need to work on this. So you start accepting it. And then you think, okay, let me move forward, let me decide what to do, what is my chart forward. So don't, because I'm saying accept your feedback, start working on it, there are going to be emotions. Everybody will have emotions, get over them though, and then start working. So that's what happened to me. I was in for a surprise, then I took my feedback, and I actually told the lady who was our coordinator, who was conducting it, I said, even I had SARS effect. So did it, then my next step was that, okay, how do I go about improving these factors? I spoke to some people, and they said, yeah, this is how it is. And then I said, okay, I was perceiving myself differently while I was not being perceived the way I thought I was. And then I went about working on it, and I'm still working. All of us continue working, continue to be better at what you're doing. So that's why I keep saying that take feedback well, because that's how we are going to grow. And what are our end results? Yeah, we need to be better, we need to grow, and we need to do what the company requires, what we as a team require. Now, the challenges are not for somebody who's accepting the feedback or anything. The challenges are when you want to delegate or empower. Typically, you would say that if I have to do this work, I can do it faster. I don't want to give this person who has just joined, because this person is going to take up all the time, and then I'm going to miss my deadlines. This is how it is. So all of us usually think about it like that, that I can do it faster, I can do it without any mistakes, and I don't have to handhold somebody. And then I'll say, okay, the quality of output will not be good. So I'm trying to convince myself that, okay, because I'm worried about quality, I do not want to actually give the work to anybody. And then I'll wonder, is the team good? Is the team dynamics okay? Will they be able to manage it? Maybe I have to look closer and closer as to what they are doing. And, okay, there's a typo there. So I will also wonder about the cost. So this is extra cost, not costs. So then I will think, okay, what are the extra costs I need? Oh, I'll have to then, maybe if they're not knowing it, I'll have to call my L&D and I have to help them, conduct a training, all that. Do I need to get into all of this? I think I'll continue doing it, is how I will think. But the self-growth is paused because you are not looking at the bigger picture. Help yourself to look at the big picture, help your team to look at the bigger picture, and make sure all of you all grow. Now, when I say all of you grow, say if you're a team lead and you're aspiring for another higher position, how do you grow? One is you take your team along. Empower your team. Make sure there is a successor, because tomorrow you will go and talk to your leadership team and say, there is a position open there and I would like to get there. The first question would be asked is that, okay, if you're going there, who would be taking your place? You never thought about it because you thought you were good. You continued doing all the work. You did not delegate. You did not empower anybody. You are then stunting your own growth. So my personal motto or my motive is, do not be insecure. If there is somebody who's good at doing some work, give the work to them. You learn bigger things because you want to grow. So insecurity is something you have to let go. If you feel that, okay, that person is good, that person might overtake you. Well, if the person is good, they will overtake you. Whether you help them or you don't help them, they'll help themselves and they will grow. So insecurity is something you need to take it off. So don't tell people how to do things. Tell them what to do and let them surprise you with their results, because each of us is unique. Each of us is very creative. All of us have better ways. Sometimes it could be better than even, say, if I am a lead and I'm trying to get things, there could be things which could be done better. So you would be surprised if you give a free hand, but of course, you have to set the boundaries. So set the boundaries and give them a free hand. Yeah. So what are the advantages? Advantages when you empower your team, you could start with delegation and you empower your team. Yeah. Your team can express their new potential, what skills they have. It also contributes to empowering talent and as well as your potential staff skills. Of course, it improves efficiency, it improves productivity, it gives them the sense of ownership, interpersonal relationship, all this. The thought about this is that the advantage is not just for the company, not just for your project, but the advantage is also for your own self. So take up any challenge. If your leader comes to you and says that, I think you can do this. Yeah. So if there is that, your leader has conviction in your skills, in your abilities, and in your abilities to do better, take up the challenge and forward. And same thing for you leads also. Put more trust in your team. Okay. So when we talk, 2 minutes. When we talk about trust, it is more like, okay, you go into a meeting, your lead is talking about something, challenge it. You don't have to accept everything what your leader is saying. Challenge it. But you must arrive at a conclusion. There should be no meeting after a meeting. You can challenge, find out what is the solution, agree to the solution, accept the decision, and move forward. Yeah. I think I'll end it at that, because the rest is more how you should go about doing it. But I think while talking about this, I've already covered all of those. Yeah. So I'm hoping that each of you will take your own career in your own hands and learn that, okay, if I'm moving forward, take my team along. If I'm moving forward, empower the others. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Narika. Your speech reflects your vast experience. Thank you so much. So, before we call our next speaker, lunch is also provided and goodies too. So, before leaving, please have that. So, quickly, we'll call our next speaker, Rizwana Laduji. She have around 9 years of experience in software testing in areas of web-based client-server application using manual and automation testing techniques. While versed with techniques, testing, requirement gathering, team management and advocating agile process, advocate for sustainable clothing and handmade clothes. Rizwana is going to showcase the latest trends in software industry. So let's welcome Rizwana.
Thank you for the introduction. Hello. Am I audible? Clearly audible to everyone? Great. Okay. First of all, I would like to thank Simform, CSQA, Qualitas to arrange this event. And I would like to thank you all together to take your precious time out and celebrate here the womanship and the spirits of the testers. Thank you, everyone. So today I'm going to talk about the communication topic, which is really ignored in many times while evolving in our career. We keep on learning tools, technologies, which is really required for sustainable career development. But many of the times we ignore the most important factor of our career, of our individual development, that is going to remain with us till the end of our career. Whenever you are going to take a retirement, even I would say after the retirement, if you are having a very brilliant communication skill, you can achieve, even you are on the retirement phase. You can achieve whatever you think. So in this era of the technology, with the evolving technology and tools, why we need to focus on the communication, the very first important thing is to evolve as an individual in the organization. As Norika ma'am has explained, we need to take a responsibility, we need to have a sense of a leadership and maturity. But when we were able to deliver those sense of maturity and leadership, only once we have a good communication skills. We have worked on these skills throughout our career, then only we can achieve the goals, then only we would be able to achieve the required criteria that we have defined for our individual career. Okay, so let's start. I'll ask a very generic questions. Whenever we go for any interview, whenever we attend any conferences, we get the very first question asked, who are the testers? What we do? What would be the answer in your mind whenever you get the answers? What are you as a tester? How you define yourself? Can anyone tell me how you define yourselves? We all are the testers. We have the spirit of testing in our, fitted in our souls. The very basic question, the most common answers I received is, we are the gatekeeper of the application, right? Am I right or wrong? But why we are the gatekeeper? Sorry? Yeah, we test the application. Why we test the application and why we are the gatekeeper? Because we are going to deliver the interest of the client. We are going to speak about the requirement of the client, and for that we need to be very vigilant. We need to be very excellent about the communication thing, what we are going to deliver. So here I have jotted down some of the basic points for the tester. I would say these are very basic thing. Everyone must be knowing these things, but these are the points we need to be repetitively reminding ourselves to sustain in a market as a tester. The very first topic, point, research on defects reported by user. Every company, every project manager, every delivery head is picking up the tester whenever there is an escalation. Why you have missed this bug? We are on the gun point every time when we have missed the bug. Now, let's discuss this point. Why we need to research? Whenever we say the research on the bugs reported by the client, what we think? Yeah, I need to find out that why this client has found this bug, why they could have reported this bug. But I would say in this stage, rather than examining the workflow that why they have reported, examine our self mind state. What mind state I was having while I was testing that particular functionality that let me miss this functionality, that issue. Am I making sense? Rather than examining the workflow, assess the mindset while you were testing the particular XYZ functionality. That would help you to give more in the next session of the testing that you are going to conduct. These are the very basic points, but in my opinion, I would say you should have one sticky notes having all these points. There are many points available as a reminder for the tester's daily life cycle. I would say this is the dincharya of a tester. We should have a pointers noted down on the sticky notes, put it on your desk, so it will remind you, rather that be it any tool, be it any technology, but this is my job. If you are learning, keep on learning the tools and technology, and if you are not able to report a particular defect that is going to cost a client, then we are the useless. Evolve ourselves, do the security testing, do the performance testing, but for what? But to save the client's cost. And to save a client cost, these points are really important for a tester. Now, sorry, my slide got little jumbled up. Voice of the quality. We are the gatekeepers. We are going to save the cost of the client. Why we are the gatekeepers? Because we are going to provide the quality of the product, be it any domain, be it a media, be it a hospitality, be it a healthcare. We are going to give a product, delivered quality product. Now let's say, in this era, after 2020, or I would say after Corona, many of the practices, many of the offices, many of the culture, software development culture has moved to agile. Initially, many project has been started with waterfall, but now every organization is following agile, be it a Scrum or be it a safe agile, right? How many people are working in the sprints? Almost everyone. I think there are very less number of the organizations who are following for the waterfall model nowadays. In the agile, as a tester, how many of you feel left out in the sprint events? While assessing the story points, while estimating the stories, while reviewing the sprints, how many times you feel I am the left out, only the product owner, only the developers, or only the managers has got chance to speak up? Many of the times, I have seen in many projects, in many enterprises, testers would be silent in the sprint event. Why? Many of the times when we are going for the story point estimations, developer said 5 points. Tester would agree, yes, 5 points. Developer has said 5 points. So here is the space, here is the scope where developers can speak And the same time, testers also has the space to speak up about their concerns. Don't miss out the story point estimation discussions. Speak about your test plans and strategies on the same part. If you are going on any change request, developer has estimated their point. Raise your concerns with the post validations, pre validations, and talk about the test plan, test data. Make them understand that why you need more time on the testing, because in the agile era, it's been very common practice that every time the stories are splitted into the 2 sprints just because the testers are not getting sufficient time. Is it correct? Many times we are not getting the sufficient time because in the sprint event, I personally feel testers do not speak. It's just because, yes, developer has estimated we need to speak about our workspace. We need to make sure that we should be a part of the particular sprint, not extending the work of the sprints to the next sprint. Right? And for that, we need to very vocal about the things that we are going to do. Now, every time, let's say a scenario, every time in a sprint, and I would say that I need this test plan strategies, I need this test data, and that is obviously going to stretch that sprint. So every time, again, tester would be at the gunpoint, like why you need more time every time you come up with the many of the strategy X, Y, Z, and that you need more time that and rather than an estimated sprint. What we can do, in my opinion, as a tester, scan your backlogs regularly. Get on a call with the product owners, business analyst. Try to get the details of the upcoming backlogs. Analyze the things that you are required to do it. Not designing the test cases, but have a test scenarios in a mind that in upcoming sprints, what you are going to perform, what will be your inputs to give a quality product. So that would help you to finish up your work in a particular sprint and not having the user story splitted over and not getting it targeted like tester has always asked for the more time just because they have not spoken. Why we need to ask for the more time? Because initially we have not analyzed our requirement that they are going to come to us. Many of you must be doing it, but we are not vocal about the requirement that we are going to work on it. So that was about the voice of the quality. I wanted to just push you guys to process the quality, process the communication in sprint events if you're working in agile. Communication and documentation. Communication and documentation, as I said, that we really need to work on it. And whenever I say, when I say the communication part, many of are having the influence of our regional languages. Our mother tongue has been influenced a lot. And at some point of the career, we realize that if यार मैंने पहले से इस पे काम कर लिया होता तो at some point we really feel that this skill should have been improvised. So start working on it from the beginning. Don't ignore this skill. Try to learn from your mentors, from peers, from actors, from any other politicians whom you like. Try to act like them. Just stand in a mirror, speak like them for 2 minutes or 3 minutes. It will really help you. And the same way with the documentation. As a tester, if you want to stand out in a public, beside a communication, documentation is also a very important thing. Just because when the product owner or business analyst is going to write a user story, they will have their mindset. But as a tester, you can enhance that deliveries. You can provide them a scenarios that what could be positive, what could be negative, and you can help them for the technical documentation that is really going to enhance the all over product quality. Making sense? I hope it makes sense. You must be doing it, but it's kind of a refresher. And as a tester, I think every 15 days we should go through these points. Make a sticky note, put it on your desk, remind yourself every day. So at the end, I have some recommendations for you guys to improve your communication, documentation, and soft skills. Be aware of the opportunity when to speak. Sprint events are the opportunities. Sprint planning, review, retrospective. Don't let them go. Speak out your mind. Do not afraid that I won't be heard out. Make it heard out. Get the valid point and speak it out. Initially, you might feel that once or twice they are not listening me, but whenever you discuss, you will get the right point, you will get the right time, and you will know that, oh, I need to provide information in this way so that they will make importance of my opinion too. Learn to ask the right questions, analyze and consolidate the information before handing over to anyone. And last but not the least, as a tester, we need to report many things. And when we are at gunpoint from the developers side, whenever we are reporting the negative thing, right? Whenever we report the negative thing, developers will come up, this is the way, this is how it should work, ये workflow है, ऐसा तो ऐसा ही चलेगा. But if that workflow comes, negative workflow comes from the client, they will fix it up, right? So make a practice to report a negative thing in a positive way, so that developers, product owners, and business analysts would say, yes, ये तो चाहिए ही चाहिए. Try to evolve on that skill, report a negative thing in a positive way. That was all I want to tell you guys. Work on your individual development, improve our skills, communication, and documentation for a tester's career to evolve as in testing. Beside tools and technology, it's very important. Speak out your mind, be aware of the opportunities that you can go for it. That's it. And any questions from your end? We can take this. Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Rizwana. Before we move to our next segment, that is open panel discussion, let me call upon stage Ms. Virshali Vyas. She is the head of L&D department at Simfirm Solutions.
Sounds okay? All right. All right. Thank you. Am I audible? Audible. Oh, thank you. Done? Good afternoon, everyone. कैसे हैं सब लोग? बढ़िया. You all were talking about the fact that this is a Women's Day celebration, and what about men? By the way, Men's Day होता है, जो नवंबर में आता है. So please don't be disheartened, guys. And to all the wonderful ladies out there, a very, very happy Women's Day. Thank you for making it a point and being a part of this wonderful event that we are hosting. Thank you so much for a brief introduction. Allow me to introduce you to the world of L&D, as we call it, learning and development. What do we do in L&D? Training, coaching, class lagana? Well, many of the speakers today did give us an insight on the fact that how important it is to work on your individual growth, isn't it? That is something which is a core vision of any L&D and any organization. Now, we at Simfirm, we believe in a rounded approach when it comes to learning. It has to be a constant process. We cover various interesting topics. We coach leaders, we coach line employees, we coach new freshers as well, so that they feel comfortable once they are into the process, once they are into the system, and then they get started with their individual career path. I, as a trainer and as an L&D person, have been blessed with a wonderful platform here so that we can share our individual experiences and journeys and insights of learning. If I may have a small moment to give you a brief about my personal journey, I bring along 14 years of experience with me. I have been fortunate to express myself with experience across shores. I have worked in UK, in Europe, I've been to Singapore. There are times wherein I have been working in the Middle East as well. All of that experience combined with the soft skills, I'm here to share that knowledge with our fellow colleagues in Simfirm. Well, that's not limited to it. Our people at Simfirm are always willing to share that knowledge across. And I think this is a great platform for all of us to network, to get to know each other, to build that sort of a connection wherein we can actually exchange a lot of information with each other. Not only pertaining to L&D, we can talk about tech. In fact, I've learned so much about QA today, thanks to you guys, thanks to all of you. So once again, a very, very warm welcome to Simform, and thank you so much for being there.
Let's move to our next segment, panel discussion. We have these lovely four ladies in front of us. You guys can ask your questions to them. Let me welcome Mrs. Norika Gohil, Vrishali Vyas, Sunita Kaval, and Trupti Bhatt.
Thank you.
Sunita and Norika can help us on the technical stuff. Norika on leadership, and Vrishali on development.
So shoot questions.
Ira.
Yeah, hi, my question is to Vrishali. So I've been into this industry for 8+ years now. So I know how to upskill myself by learning new technologies, right? But can you tell me how can I reskill myself?
Thank you, Meera, for the wonderful and intriguing question, I must say. See, we all know about upskilling. That's something I think most of us are doing on an individual level as well. It could be as simple as learning a new language. It could be as simple as starting to work out. You're upskilling yourself. You're working on yourself to become a better individual. Now, when I talk about reskilling, to give you a simple example, is essential if you want to be utilized in a different role altogether. Maybe in the same organization, perhaps in a different organization as well. Recent L&D trends in 2023 focus on reskilling more. I'll tell you the reason why. See, upskilling, as I said, we already know and probably we all are working. But then when it comes to reskilling, that is making ourselves useful enough, productive enough in an altogether different role in which we have never worked in the past. So not only it brings our career ladder one step ahead, but it also brings us redefine the sort of knowledge that we have and the way we express that knowledge through the job that we do. So reskilling, perhaps in anyone's case, could be learning a new programming language, for example. A base example I could give you, this is from the past organization that I was with. So in that organization, physical fitness was essential. Now this person met with a very bad accident and couldn't execute the level of fitness physically. So because of that, this person's role had to change. Now the person was going to face a specific role which did not meet the requirements of being a frontline candidate or an employee. So what happened here? This person got a different set of training. He reskilled himself. and he was capable enough to execute a very different role, probably जिसके बारे में उसने कभी सोचा भी नहीं था. So that could be a simple example of reskilling, and wish you all the best with the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Roshali. Any other questions from the audience? You guys would be having a lot. Online post करोगे ऐसा मत सोचो, यहाँ पे भी पूछ लो. Sure.
So, ma'am, you have given great insight. Hello. Huh. So, ma'am, you have given great insight on leadership and be a leader, but yeah, create leaders also. So, in my professional life, I sometimes face challenges where I'm ready to empower someone, but from their side, they don't want to grow that much. So, how to change their mindset in a positive way where it benefits our organization, our team, and as well as we don't want to we don't want to have that resource go away of the company by can you try this sort of new thing, so they get afraid this is new thing, my job will go, and they just start giving interviews in so that is a challenge what we face.
Yeah. Every organization wants their people to stay with them. They have invested so much in them. And the first thought is that we do not want to lose anybody. But we have bigger tasks coming across, and we need to find out the right people who can grow into it. Like you said, you are, for example, having this where you know there are some people who can do the task, but then they are not enterprising enough, which means we also, like we talk about growth mindset, we need to have them having the entrepreneur attitude as well. First and foremost, like many of us were discussing, communication is the key. So you need to talk to them. You need to be an influencer too. You need to discuss with them that, well, these are your strengths and these strengths can grow. And that is why you have that faith in them. So the more faith you show in them, and the more, like I said, initially you'll have to handhold them. But the more faith you have in your team, the more you communicate and show that they can get to where you want them to be. Talk to them, not just the short term. I always tell to my team also, look at the horizon. Plan your short term, it's so easy to see. So also when you're helping them, give them the larger picture as to where they fit, what are they contributing, and how is this beneficial not just to themselves but to their project. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
There was someone from here. Okay. Anyone else? Rishi?
Yeah, so this question is for anyone who wants to answer. So I have around 12 years of experience. When I started my career, I never heard the term called work-life balance. Maybe the organization I work with, the culture did not support such thing. But somehow I feel that it had helped me to grow, to learn a lot. We used to work 14, 16 hours, 4 days constant. But right now we are focusing on this term work-life balance a lot, and what I have felt, many of us use this to gain the unnecessary advantage. So what are
See, we are providing you the facility, but how you are using that, and it depends on the individuality, right? Sometimes work-life balance really require for the individual that they can provide a better output. कंटिन्यूअस काम करते जाओगे तो at the end zero output आएगा, right? So this is a facility we have given all fellow teammates कि they can spend some time, quality time with their family. Like I have a kid of 10 years old. If I'll continuously work, मेरा बेटा तो क्या कर रहा है मुझे पता ही नहीं चलेगा. So it is an advantage we have given to the like our fellow team member, but how you are utilizing it depends on the individuality who have dedicated towards the company. They can utilize it properly, and who are in nature that they wants to take the advantage उनको वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस ना दो तो भी they will take the advantage, right? You cannot restrict them. So this is my opinion.
Yeah, I would like to add something on top of that. So yeah, as she mentioned correctly, there are certain kind of and certain mentality of people. So as a manager or as a leader, what you can do is you can like have one-to-ones with your teams and ask them these are the set of goals you should work. Obviously, work-life balance is much needed for better growth, and in that way only you can focus and shift your focus towards work and a family both. Sometimes it happens that due to some crazy deadlines like as we are working in this industry, so we must have faced that. So sometimes people are okay with that, they deliver the things, and they are passionate about it. But sometimes new in the system, like some freshers, so they have that mentality and they are very chilled out. So they and some are responsible and some are taking it very casually because they understand that this is just a job, and apart from that they have other things to do. So set the goals for them, give them the career path. So based on that, it's their call, like what they want in their future, like what they want to be in future. So it will help them also. So like it's the individual perspective how you take it. Yeah.
Okay, by the name, what's your name? Lishil, don't be surprised if there are other talent acquisition team ready to take it tomorrow. All right.
Any other questions? All are hungry. Okay. Okay. She will handle. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Over to you, Shakshi. Thank you to our wonderful panel. Thank you so much.
So, as we come to the end of this wonderful event, I would like to take a moment to express my sincere gratitude to all the speakers who made it possible. And first and foremost, I would like to thank our organizers, volunteers, and sponsors for their tireless efforts in putting together for this event. Without their hard work and dedication, we would not have been able to meet and enjoy such a fantastic day. I know for many of you it was not an easy ride. Some of you are mothers working full time, running the house simultaneously. Keep shining with the same brightness. So let's move on to the next exciting section, which is quiz prize distribution for quiz winners. Ha. On the third position, he was Akash Hazra. Please. Second is Meera. And the first is DK Soni. Okay, so we will be providing goodies to the speakers. So, Meera, can you please again come here? Uh, huh? We, um, हाँ. Vrushali, can you please come and join here?
You will also get one. There are total 8 speakers.